team spent an informative morning at the State Parliament buildings in Brisbane. The highly knowledgeable tour guide explained that the buildings were completed in 1868, with many of the fittings imported from Britain. Queensland's system of government is based largely on that of the British Constitution. Many of the traditions and terminology mirror that of Westminster. The buildings were extensively renovated during the 1970s. Skilled craftsmen were called in to work on the building's interior. Special skills had to be revived for tasks such as casting plaster ceiling roses and applying gold leaf to plaster mouldings. The buildings were reopened by the Queen in 1982. The hospitality extended by the Surfers Paradise Club included a memorable afternoon picnic aboard Rotarian John Quayle's luxury catamaran on one of the many waterways that extend along the Gold Coast. The team's leader, John McRae, who had been held up at the conclusion of the district conference and therefore still wearing full GSE uniform, caught up with the rest of the team in a manner reminiscent of the man from Del Monte.
Admiral's inspection train. All hands on deck.
All right then.
Firstly, on behalf of the GSE committee, we are very honoured to have this opportunity today. It's great to be with you fellas and girls. You're welcome at the Gold Coast anytime. We do hope this is a bit of a laid-back day for you, and that you know, it will give you an example of how we live every weekend, of course.
I think we have many district conferences, but this conference was extra special to have you guys along and having a little bit of fun last night and getting lost amongst the nightclubs and things. Shows you a bit of the nightlife, and this is now the day life. So.
After a relaxing day on the waterway, the team returned towards the skyline of Surfers Paradise. Whilst hosted by the Rotary Club of Ashmore, the team were able to sample much of the scenery and wildlife to be found along the Gold Coast. This included a morning walk along the coastline at Burleigh Heads.
Beach and surf conditions now. How's it looking, Andy?
Plenty of sunny breaks, but no great shakes in the surf sky. More southeast swell on the Tweed coast up to 1 metre, half a metre on the central beach breaks, a half to 1 metre side shore conditions on the northern beaches. The wind is south to southwest, quite fresh at 10 to 12 knots. We're expecting gusty southeasters 20 to 30 knots today. That should pull a weekend swell and keep the starboard riders happy as well.
A tradition in Australia is to commemorate Anzac Day. Each of the team has poignant memories of the ceremony held at Mudgeeriba Primary School, where the attention of several hundred school children was captivated by the presentation made by teaching staff.
Is necessary to happen. For instance, if I want you all, if you were all soldiers, and I wanted you to come to parade, come to assembly, I play this. Just like that, that's called a long G, and that's just come.
In the mad crowd, wounded and dying lay, out goes a shout, a horse dashes out from the ranks so blue, gallops away to where Joe lay. Then came a voice he knew. Did you think I would leave
The school's tribute to the Australian and New Zealand military personnel who perished in combat at Gallipoli was delivered in a simple yet touching way, and was concluded by the sight of a mounted cavalry officer, whilst a bugleman's rendition of the last post echoed through the school's grounds. And finally, the team moved on to their 6th host club of Coomera Valley. During this last leg of the tour, the itinerary followed a slightly slower pace, with the emphasis more on sightseeing pursuits. Team visits included a trip to O'Reilly's Rainforest Guest House, managed by Shane O'Reilly, himself a member of the outgoing Australian GSE team. It was also time to catch up on some last-minute postcards, as well as sharing the resort's parrots with a large number of enthusiastic Japanese tourists. Another trip whilst at Coomera Valley was to Dream World, Australia's answer to Disneyland, and one of the many attractions on the Gold Coast aimed at the tourist market. Here the team found plenty to keep them occupied. One of the team's hosts, Bruce and Daphne Harris, were more than generous in allowing the team to use one of their business houseboats for an overnight. Regrettably, all good things must come to an end. The team caught the early morning transfer flight from Brisbane to Sydney in time to connect with Malaysian Airlines flight MH120. This would whisk them back to the Northern Hemisphere, exchanging sun, surf and humidity for the realities of the Scottish spring weather. They took with them, however, many memories, not to mention the dozens of new friendships formed along the way down under.
The memories and experience of this trip to 9640 will remain with me always, not least for being treated in VIP style for 5 weeks. It was definitely worth all the preparation and hard work. For me, group study exchange was all about meeting people, exchanging ideas and sharing our cultures.
I describe the trip to Australia using the 3 E's: exhausting, eye-opening, enjoyable. Exhausting because of the amount that we packed into the 5 weeks that we were there. Eye-opening because it was a new country, new lifestyle, new culture. And enjoyable because we had a lot of fun, we met lots of really nice people and visited places that we couldn't visit in this country.
When we left District 9640, it wasn't just the end of a 5-week visit. We hoped it would be the beginning of a longer and deeper relationship between the 2 districts.
It's without doubt that the 1993 District 1010 GSE trip can be recorded as a resounding success. I personally felt it a great privilege to be given the chance to represent the district in such a positive way, and the tour was a valuable experience for me. In describing the GSE programme to others, I frequently refer to it as being about world understanding and friendship, and it's my hope that I'll be able to continue and widen the scope of friendship I formed through group study exchange. My sincere thanks go out to all our Australian hosts for their friendship, hospitality and generosity, not to mention Rotary Districts 1010 and 9640, and in particular Mike Lyle, Bill Wood, David Holmes, David Lee and Jim Dowling for all their organisation in giving us the trip of a lifetime.